The audio in this video contains excerpts from the audiobook Sailing to Newfoundland. Though I need to pay attention to the depth, the scenery is overwhelming, and I try not to look too long at the dramatic waterfall on the left that drops through a chasm that is cut into the dark rocks and vertical cascades for the entire height of the otherwise green mountain on the left. Beyond it are huge cliffs towering above the green valley and a meandering creek. In the background tower rocky peaks that wrap around the valley and connect with the steep green mountainside on my right, which is strewn with patches of gray boulders and rubble. I ascend the steep boulder field as quickly as possible, scurrying like a billy goat trying to outrun the Newfoundland Air Force. The rocks are mostly stable, though occasionally one moves beneath my feet and reminds me that disaster is a distinct possibility. Here the ground levels off and is all bare rock with shallow pools of water. The rocky moon-like landscape stretches for unknown miles with no sign of civilization. Besides the outport of Francois on the coast a few miles to the east, there are no towns anywhere around here, and there are no roads at all. This is true wilderness that I look upon. Some hikes are casual and fun, others strenuous and difficult, and some, like today's hike, are downright absurd. The slope is so steep that I climb it like a ladder, grabbing the turf ahead of me and climbing up on all fours, trying to keep moving since the bugs are all over me. Stopping is the worst. When I'm moving, they seem to have trouble keeping up with me and landing on my face. But if I stop and catch my breath or take a drink of water, they move in for the kill. The manageable part of the slope is narrow, with the cliffs and the falls to the left, the trees too thick to pass through on the right. Sometimes I come to even steeper parts of the slope and have to scramble up rock outcroppings. But even the bit of climbing is a relief from the turf. It requires high stepping, and the sponginess makes climbing inefficient. Rock outcroppings also provide places to stop for a moment, taking advantage of the increased breeze afforded by the exposure. The view is extraordinary, with the dramatic falls above and below. On one side, the fjord ahead, windflower way down below, and a tall peak of vertical cliffs on my left. The bugs don't let me stay, though this is as high as I originally intended to hike. There will be no sitting still admiring the falls, but I want to be able to relax and take in the scenery. The top doesn't look too far away, but of course this is an illusion, so I press on. The climbing on all fours continues, and I ascend like a spider climbing a green wall. When I get to where I thought the top would be, I'm not surprised to see more green slope and vertical rocks. But as the altitude increases, the turf gets thinner, the bugs become fewer. I walk now, up to the rocks, where I pick the easiest way up, doing a bit of easy climbing, and finally I reach the top. Sailing to Newfoundland is a non-fiction sailing adventure available through Amazon as an ebook, a paperback, or an audiobook.